IXL X.3 is about independent versus dependent events. All right, independent events means that they have nothing to do with each other. They don't affect each other. All right, so that's the independent. Dependent means the first event will affect the second event. So whatever happens in the first one is going to change the second one. So there's lots of different examples. I'm going to use these beads here as an example. So in here there are 12 beads. Some of them are blue, some are pink, some are white. All right, there are 12 beads in there. So I'm going to pick out 2 beads. So if I pick out the first bead, I get a white bead, right? This was 1 bead out of 12 beads. If I put the bead back, there are 12 beads again. And if I pick another one out, I picked 1 out of 12, right? Each time I picked 1 bead from 12 beads. That's an independent event. If I did the same thing, I go on and pick out 2 beads. But a dependent event would be if I picked the 1 bead out, so I got a blue one, then I put it over here on the side and I picked a second bead out now. Now the first bead I took from the box was 1 out of 12. But the second bead was 1 out of 11 because I left this one out. So this probability was different than the first one. The first one was 1 out of 12 and 1 out of 12. Second time I did it was 1 out of 12, 1 out of 11. All right, so there are 2 different answers, all because I took this bead and I didn't put it back in the box, right? So the first one, because I didn't put the bead back, changed the answer for the second one. All right, so that's all they're trying to decide. It's the first one changing the second one. So I'm going to do a couple of IXL examples. This one says, Vincent picks a marble at random. Without putting it back, he picks another one. So since he didn't put it back, that made it dependent. All right. This one says, the students are auditioning for roles. Each student must come ready to perform a song in front of class. So it doesn't say that they have to have different songs. So each student could sing the same thing and that would be perfectly fine, which means it's independent. All right. Luke picks a card at random. Without putting the first card back, he picks the second one. So since he didn't put it back, it's going to be dependent. Let's jump it up. Go to the 90s. Okay. You flip a coin. So if I flip a coin and then I flip it a second time, the coin's still the same coin, right? So it's not going to change it. So the first time I have 1 out of 2. The second time I have 1 out of 2. 1 over 2 times 1 over 2 is 1 out of 4. Which is 25%. I did the same thing I did in the last video. Just double check those things. Alright, we'll try it again. You pick a card at random. Without putting it back, you pick another one. So for this one, it wants to know what's the probability of an even card. So even, there's 2 out of 4. Alright, I've got 2 out of 4. So I'm going to write this down here. So 2 out of 4. The second card is an odd number. Now it said without putting the card back. So if I take out an even number, I've got 3 cards left, and 2 of them are odds. So the 2 out of 3 is my second one. So I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to multiply. Go across. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 out of 12 reduces to 1 over 3. All right, and it says, write your answer as a fraction. So I'm going to put 1 out of 3. There we go. So this one says you roll a 6-sided dice 2 times. What's the probability of rolling a divisor of 12? Which means it can go into 12 evenly. So our options are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many of these can I divide by 12 evenly? That'd be 1. 1 would work, 2 would work, 3 would work, 4 would work. 5 can't go into 12, but 6 can. So 5 Either the 6 numbers are a divisor of 12. That's our first one. Now, because the dice doesn't change, we're still using the same numbers. This time we're rolling a number less than 3. So come back here to my numbers. Less than 3 would just be these 2 numbers. So 2 of the 6 numbers. So 5 out of 6, then 2 out of 6. So we multiply. 5 times 2. 6 times 6. Reduce the fraction. Be 5 out of 18. There you go. So let's try that. 5 out of 18.